Good evening. So I decided to drop a video this evening. This last week's Torah portion, we discussed the parapet, or the protective wall around a roof, such that one, if they fell off the roof, was caught and did not fall into or down to the ground. They have similar things on ships, which keep people from falling overboard if they fall overboard. And anyway, it's kind of an interesting concept. And I was reading a little bit on Rashi and his commentary about it. And it made me think of the age-old controversy, fate versus faith, free will versus non-free will. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Pardon the Wilson throwback here. I just thought the roof light made a interesting backdrop, and then of course I realized that my face was partially in it. So any of you who remember Tool Time may remember Wilson and how you only got to see the top part of his face as well. So anyway, I think after looking into it, thinking about it, mulling it around in my brain, I really think it's a pretty easy fix. Many people feel like it's strictly our faith and what we do. Other people feel like fate, God decrees it and therefore it's going to happen. And I think that it's a combination of the two. I think that our faith decides our fate. And you can look at, for instance, Pharaoh and the 10 plagues. It's not until the 5th plague, I believe, that God hardens Pharaoh's heart. And I find that interesting. So to begin with, he has full ability to make up his mind what he wants to do. And I think he still does. I just think that the adage that we are propelled down the path of the choices that we make holds true in that case as well. We see exactly the same thing in, what is the Christmas movie we enjoy so much? Not Scrooged. A Christmas Carol. We just love that story. And, his question at the end is this indelible? Is this the way that it will be? Or if I mend my ways, can I change the fate of time, so to speak? So do we have free will? Yes. I know that it is somewhat difficult to think of a omnipotent being and whether there is a significant difference between knowledge and will. And of course that, I guess we can leave that for the philosophers. I've got a friend who's an excellent philosopher, and he can probably shoot me down 100 ways to Sunday on this, but that's okay. I think we each have to come up with our own answers on these things, not take other people's answers necessarily as gospel. Pardon the pun, so to speak, not the pun, but you know what I mean. Anyway, but when we change our actions, our fate changes. When we do what God says, it talks about in the Shema in the 2nd paragraph, I will give you the early and the late rains, etc. It talks about in the blessings and the curses. If you do this, you'll get this. If you do that, you'll get that. It's just very clear in the Bible that what we do matters, and that in reality, what we do sets us on the path that we are going. And then when we get to that point, when we've made that decision, then I think God knows, and yes, he knows each decision that we're going to make, but then he knows the next decision that we're going to make after that. It's not like gravity where one size fits all, and yes, if you're on planet Earth, gravity is going to drag you down to the ground. No, that is one of God's laws, but God's laws also, in this case, allow us to move forward and decide our own fate, our own path on the way, and where we're going. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to you. I found it very helpful in my own heart and in my own mind. To me, like I said, I'm sure there's plenty of bullet holes that can be put into it, but I'm comfortable with it, and I'm going to accept that as my gospel, my good news, and I'm going to keep on plugging on, doing what I think God requires of me, and if I get to the pearly gates or get to the other gates and find out that that wasn't the truth, then I'll just have to know that I lived a life, at least in pursuit of God's commandments. Have a good night, and thank you for joining me. Shalom.